I had one of the best and most surprising practices of my life this week, but it was not an easy road getting there. It was one of the most disorganized weeks of training I've ever had, but it ended with a huge payoff. Let me explain. If you don't already know me, my name is Simon Schock from Shocking Performance. I used to be a distance runner, but due to battling endless injuries, I have now been training as a sprinter full-time for a year with a focus on the 400. I have a personal best on paper of 53 seconds, but I ran a relay split of 49.5 last year, and I have a goal to try to run a sub 48 second 400 this year. We are currently focusing our training heavily on max speed and acceleration because our program in the past has had a focus on endurance that leaves us in great shape, but without enough raw speed to compete at the level we would like to. A month ago, we timed 10-meter flies to get a baseline, and I ran a 1.04, which gave me an estimated 11.4 second 100-meter dash. But to hit my goals, I need to run at least a 1 flat 10-meter fly or faster, so I had my sights set on that going into this week. This week was our deload after a 3-week training cycle. We were trying to get really fresh because we had a time trial in the week which we planned for Wednesday. On Monday, after our warm-up, we went into a pretty light acceleration day. We did 3 sled drags to improve our ability to produce horizontal force quickly, and 2 to 3 2-point starts working on starting powerfully to theoretically set ourselves up well for a good sprint. This is about half of our normal volume and left us potentiated and excited, but not too tired because we didn't want to create any excess fatigue before our testing. After that, we went into our Tuesday practice, which was an active recovery day. We went through our whole warm-up just like usual, trying to elevate our heart rates to increase blood flow to all our muscles, aiding in recovery and also providing benefits of form and rhythm work on top of some aerobic adaptations. We followed that up with some banded form drills, which allow us to take our arms out of the equation, creating more core activation and placing a large emphasis on pelvic positioning. We did single, double, and triple switches like this, and overall the day felt pretty good and we were ready for our timed flies the next day. But things rarely ever go how you want them to. We got a message from our coach halfway through the day informing us that the soccer team had a game on the turf that's right in the middle of the track, right at our practice time, which meant our carefully curated and planned week to prepare us for the timing day kind of fell apart. We ended up doing a super light lift on Wednesday just to get some blood flow, but did very minimal sets and reps, and then Thursday I had the single goal of preparing my body for Friday. I did a bunch of hip mobility in the morning because I have started realizing I have a serious issue with internal rotation in my left hip, and also, as you guys know, have been dealing with hip flexor issues for a few months now. After I got done with that, I did a nice easy 20-minute bike ride just to get my heart pumping and muscles moving with the intention of clearing out any leftover waste products and just providing a reset so that I would be as fresh as possible the following day. Speaking of the following day, that is exactly what you're seeing now. The big day finally arrived. I was pretty nervous going into this because it was the moment to see if all the training so far had been paying off and if I was anywhere near where I needed to be to achieve my goals. After a very thorough warm-up, I hit the track for some build-ups and then started my timed reps. The first one actually didn't read my time, but then the second one I got a 1.04, which is exactly what I ran on our last timing day. I was not feeling confident at all once I saw that, and was already starting to worry that I hadn't improved over the last month. That is, until I ran my second rep. I felt really good and super smooth, like I was hitting every position just right, and as I was walking back from the fly zone, my coach told me I ran a 1.02. I was absolutely ecstatic. That was exactly what I'd been wanting to hit, and I really couldn't believe that I did it. It didn't stop there though. I realized that in my timing app, you can click on the times that you ran and it'll show you to the thousandths instead of just the hundredths, and it showed me that I actually ran a 1.011, which means I broke 22 miles per hour. That means in 1 month of training, I got more than half a mile per hour faster. Now there are other factors to consider, like that it was a relatively windy day and the last time we tested we were under a decent amount of fatigue, but regardless of that, I still count this as a huge win, and I'm absolutely thrilled that things worked out the way they did. Plus, I wasn't the only one on the team who improved. Our team's average improvement on their 10-meter fly over the month was 0.04 of a second, which is a huge jump for everyone and really goes to show that we are training in the right way. This is the fastest our team has ever been by far, and I'm so excited to see how we are all going to compete once indoor season comes around. Thank you guys so much for watching and for all the support. I'll see you in the next one.